Peggy, for that fine introduction. I think this is an excellent series, and I've got to admit to you, I think I've got the most boring part. The first part of the series, you heard a lot about the practical aspects of the type of living wills and medical powers of attorney, and I think that is a very important thing to know. In this part of the series, you're going to hear about the paper, you're going to hear about what you can do legally in terms of your estate plan, but I would highly recommend that you attend the third part of the series, because it's only when you attend the third part, when you hear about the values that you want to pass on as part of your legacy, that I think you can put all those pieces together. So the first part and the second part were kind of the how to get it done, but it's the third part that's going to have you thinking about, well, just what it is that I want it to do. So once you have your goals from the third part, we're going to work today to show you how you get there. Just like as if you're going on a trip and you want to know if you're going to be traveling by bicycle or by car, it kind of affects how you decide to approach the trip. So we're going to show you how to approach the trip. Now, I call this winning the estate planning game because we're going to liken it to a game of tic-tac-toe. Now, if you remember how to play tic-tac-toe, it's really hard to win. But in this game, you can win by lining up your three pieces all in a row. And those three pieces are your wishes, what you want to do, the documentation, that is the paper that talks about what you're trying to do, and the law that applies the paper to accomplish what you want to do. Now, everybody know where they are on the handout? All right. So the first thing you've got to be giving some thought to is what it is you want to do. People plan for all kinds of reasons. The one that Peggy brought up today is the Terry Schiavo case that is so much a part of the news these days. A lot of people plan so that they avoid contests. They avoid arguments between family members, and so that they can protect their own dignity in order to be able to make their wishes come to pass without causing any further disruption or disharmony among the people they love. They also plan in order to protect their loved ones and to provide for them. So when you have something and you want to make sure that something is used to be able to take care of the people you care about, you often need to be able to put a plan together to make sure that that's what is accomplished. And the people we want to plan for include the people we were married to, our children. If we're minor children, we need to plan for who's going to help take care of them, as well as who's going to take care of their money. But even if they're adult children, we might want to plan for how to keep it in the family and away from a divorce. We might want to plan for how to keep it with our loved ones and not in some sort of lawsuit that our loved one gets involved in. We can do all that kind of planning, and of course, then there's the blended family situation, the Brady bunch. So how do we deal with the yours, mine, and ours situations? Because the law really does not cover that one well at all. So when you have a blended family, you definitely need to be doing some of your own thinking about what you want and put it on documentation, because the law will make different assumptions than most families do in that situation. Part of planning is to promote your own personal values. Now, of course, providing and protecting for the people you care about is one of those values. But you might also say, well, I want to make sure that the people I care about get a good education. So you want to make special provisions in your plan for that. I want to make sure that the people I care about who have an addiction problem don't use it to further their addiction. So we need to make plans for that. Nobody really has a beaver cleaver family. So I get questions like, can I do a simple will? And I'm like, well, yeah, if you have a simple family. But I don't know too many of those. So we've got a plan for the people we have and the needs and the wants and the fears and the hopes that they have and we have for them. And that's all about the planning. Then there's promoting community values. In your plan, you may want to make sure that your community has some legacy from you in terms of even money. Are we leaving them something to accomplish through the senior center? Are we going to accomplish something by building a park? Are we just going to leave it to the charity that we've always supported? Is it going to be something to our church? Those are all kind of things that if we don't plan it and we don't document it, it's not going to happen because the law doesn't presume it's going to happen. And towards the end of this program, I'm going to talk about saving taxes.